Hello, my good morning, please.
Hi, good morning. I can hear you, but you seem to be echoing.
Yeah, I've accepted that. Good morning. Welcome to the session.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, so we are waiting for that member of the team to join up. So I'm bringing up on stage Mr. Idon Listen. Hello, sir. Can you confirm you can hear me, please?
I can hear you.
Okay, so over to you. Thank you very much.
Give me a
Good
second.
morning, ID.
Hi, Princess. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Very well.
All right.
Please just give me a second, please.
No problem. No problem.
Hello, Princess.
Hi, ID.
Yeah, I hope I'm not sounding hollow and distant.
No, no, no. You sound just perfect.
All right. Would you mind turning on your camera?
Oh, sure,
I
sure,
think
sure, sure. She's waiting
you
for it.
are you are the star of the day. I wish to remain in the background.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay. Let me just do this for introduction's sake.
Okay.
Yeah. Huawei, you have used the bomb innovation to put a gulf between me and Princess. All right, so this is the process of getting ready for Kwai Tech Week and Princess, the work you're doing with, strengthening startups with Spurt. And of course, we can tell that it's a great work. And we just believe
Thank you.
that your ability to use technology to catalyze us into an era of resilience. I think for what the year has been, the the theme for this year, because I see resilience all over the place. Most of events and tech events and economic events really just emphasizes on resilience, and we cannot really just wait to hear how you are going to tell us how to use technology to catalyze our way through resilience. But how has it been with Spurt, and how has it been with the tech ecosystem generally?
Um, Hi everyone. My name is Princess, like ID said. I work at Spurt. I love to say I work at Spurt. So for Spurt, right, we have been focused mainly on being good partners for SMEs, right, small businesses, tech companies, tech-enabled businesses as well. And why we've been doing that is because our major goal is to help small businesses to scale, right? So that they can become more self-sufficient, more sustainable, more resilient, if you might add. And the reason why and how we are doing that is by providing different digital solutions, digital products for them to actually accelerate their growth and actually streamline their different processes, right? And that's like part of the reason why we are here today to kind of actually talk about that. Talking about the talking about the tech ecosystem. Um, I mean, I think this year I was really involved in the ecosystem, and I can see a lot more businesses coming in, a lot more great ideas, a lot of I mean, like you hear an idea, someone pitch an idea to you, and you're just like, wow, why haven't I thought about it? I mean, I've also sort of like been on like events or on panels where we had to talk about your product, right? How can you make your product resilient enough for it to even be commercial, right? So it's not just about having a passion to build for a different for a particular problem. Are you actually because everybody talks about validating your solution, validating your
Mm-hmm.
product, but nobody talks about validating the problem because
Mm-hmm.
understand, is that problem actually a real problem, or
Is
you
it a
are
real
just,
problem?
are you just the only,
It's just in your head.
yeah, are you just the only one? Because a lot of things can determine the kind of problem you're facing. It could be your age, it could be your socio-economic class. I can tell you for a fact that someone who is 60 might not be experiencing the same problems of someone who is 21.
Yeah.
So you have to actually know problem to ensure that it's valid. Yeah.
I like what you said about validating
So
the
I mean, those are
problem.
some of like the things that, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are just some of the things I've picked this year. Just will talking and speaking to people. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. I think with that introduction, I can
Yeah.
really tell where this is headed. The takeaway from this introduction is let the idea in your head not be the reason to start spending so much, but you must validate that problem to be sure it exists and it exists in a number that could be commercialized. So, Princess, it's your hour. You can take it away. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. It's nice to see everyone here. I can just call a few names. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Richard. Emilion. Sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. Sam. Hi, everyone. My name is Princess, and today we'll just be talking about technology as a catalyst for business resilience. So this year, I know a lot of us have been hearing resilience. But I mean, we've come here today to actually understand what resilience is and how it relates to you as a business owner and entrepreneur. Um, just a second while I share my screen. So just like I really want our session to be really interactive. So if you have questions, please drop them in the chat box. I'm actually monitoring the chat box as well while I'm speaking, so I'll be able to actually like sorry so I'll be able to like respond to your questions if you have any. Um, so okay, right. Screen, please just indicate in the chat box that you can see my screen. So can everyone see my screen? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ofi. Thank you, Emedion. Thank you so much. My name is Princess, like I said, for those people that joined earlier, and I am the Chief Operating Officer at Spurt. I mean, at Spurt, we are all about and are pretty passionate about African businesses. What we do is we provide different solutions, different digital tools as well for small businesses. We are not sector agnostic, just to reconfirm. And I also want to just help you understand that one thing we have tried to bring that is different from every other person, because I keep getting this question as to how are we different from every other like tech enabled business in like Africa or in Nigeria. And I would like to say that in terms of like customization, all our tools are highly customizable by the different SMEs. They're equally just as affordable and very like user intuitive. So you don't need a lot of technical know-how or sort of technical expertise to use that tool, right? So let's just dive in. So we have different arms of Spurt. We have Paperclip, we have Spurt X, we have Maiden, and we have Solutions. So we have an arm of the business where we have collaborated with different experts, different industry experts, to actually deliver high quality documentations, proofreading services, copywriting services, translation services to our clients and small businesses that we support. And then we also have Maiden, where with Maiden, what we have done with Maiden is to actually create a platform for African manufacturers. So if you know you are here, you have a made in Nigeria, made in African goods, and you really want to take it to a wider audience, or you want to like amplify the reach of your product, do not hesitate to reach out. And then we also have Solutions, where we actually offer services and also deliver solutions that can help you supercharge and actually accelerate your business. I know there's a lot of English, but I'm going to like try and break it down. So what we do basically is to offer quote unquote management consulting through human capital development, research and analytics. We also do sort of like founder education. We also help startups raise funds. For those of you who want to raise funds, we help startups raise funds, early stage founders, pre-seed, seed, series A, B, C, whatever. We help you raise funds. And last but not the least, which is my baby, is Spurt X. Spurt X is a technological arm of Spurt, right? And with Spurt X, we have created a platform or a workspace where businesses can collaborate effectively, track their productivity, and also make payments to members of their team all in one place without having to juggle between different apps, right? So what I'm trying to say is it helps you as a business owner focus on what's important while letting you have full visibility of what's happening within your organization through our analytic dashboard. So it's just as easy and as simple as it is, right? So like I said, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to drop it in the chat box. I will be responding to messages. I'm just like tracking it so that we can all see that. Now, I also spoke about us like having these solutions for small businesses, but how do we do what we do, right? We do it through using the SPOT method. And what's the SPOT method? One of the reasons why we're here is to actually talk about technology as a catalyst for resilience. And my favorite is digital transformation, which I have a really big interest and passion for, right? And that is one of the ways in which Spurt does what they do through digital transformation, helping tech and tech-enabled businesses amplify and maximize technology in order to streamline their processes, amplify the reach of their businesses, as well as just make their businesses grow and just make them more sustainable. We also use design and systems thinking. That's the core of every product. And human capital development. You also know that people are very, very important. And so they need to be trained, they need to be developed in order for them to give you the right value or return on investment. And then research and analytics. These days, data is very important, very, very important. And I think I heard someone say data is the lifeline of any organization. So whatever you do, whatever industry you find yourself, data is very, very important for you to actually achieve your goals, because it gives you an understanding of not just your business landscape. It helps you understand who your users are, who your audience is. It also helps you understand what your market size is. So those data analytics research is very important for you. And last but not the least, we also do what we do through business advisory, right? So advisory from founder advisory. We also have like operational strategy for you. So what strategy is good for your business? What market entry is good for your business? What is the right marketing strategy to use for your business, and so on and so forth, right? So this is just like a collection of what we do. And I think what we do. And in terms of our impact, we have Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, Kenya, and Rwanda as well. And we have about 8,000 plus experts in our network. We call them consultants. So if you know you're a consultant here and you're looking for gigs, we have a lot of clients. And basically, we're just looking for consultants that will come on our consultant pool to actually work with us to help these small businesses actually grow, right? And we work for SMEs, we work for startups, we work for investors as well, we work for ESOs, that's enterprise supporting organizations, and we also work for financial institutions as well. Our value propositions are very simple, punchy, and just straight to the point. We help you with network building, growth and expansion support of your business. We help you with created content and resources. And we also give you tailored opportunities from products, from tools to services, as well as exclusive access to opportunities for both the consultants and the clients themselves. So without further ado, I would just like us to go to the business of today, right? So I just want everyone to put in the chat box your name, where you're joining from, and the name of your organization and what you do, right? Okay, so I already see your name. So just tell me, okay, for example, my name is Princess. I work at Spurt. I'm the CEO, and what I do is to help my company actually streamline their processes, support everyone, help with change management and any like other support what's it called, activities that needs to be done for other members of the team. So if everyone could just do that, please, could you just put your name, your company, and what you do for your company in the chat box? I will just be waiting. Like I said, I already did my introduction, so I'll be waiting for us to do that as well. Like I said, I really want this to be really interactive. I really want us to actually gain something and not just like bounce ideas and bounce like conversations of each other. I'm monitoring the chat box, and if you just, I'll just engage anyone that talks. Right. So today's session, right? Oh, hi, Susan. I see that you're based in Uyo and you work for LSQ Training Center as a social media manager. Love it, love it, love it. Technology as a catalyst for business resilience. So for me, I'm hoping that at the end of this session, we'll be able to gain these things, right? These are my goals for us having this session, because for those of you who are going to be live at Akwa Tech Week, it's going to be really impactful, right? This is just a snippet to what to expect during your sessions. We're going to have team activities during the masterclass. We're going to have different activities, different challenges for you to actually like see how you as a person, because I believe that implementing technology into the business is not just the sole responsibility of maybe the founder, the co-founder, the owner of the business. I think every single person on the team, being a team leader, even a member of the team, has a huge role to play in terms of like just trying to understand, because it's one thing for your team lead or your founder to say, okay, we are using this technology. And it's one thing for you to actually embrace that change and for you to actually use that technology. So there's also a part for you to play and a part for your employer to play. Hi, Emejong. I see you are a student and a virtual assistant based in Uyo. Nice to meet you. My name is Kata Joshua. I am a graphics designer at Lightup Graphics based in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Hi. Hi, everyone. Hi, Kata. Our number one goal for today is to kind of understand the concept of business resilience. So what is business resilience, right? And then to also help us recognize the role of technology in enhancing resilience. A lot of people, I know it might sound weird, but a lot of people still do not understand or do not know why it is important to actually use technology, right? A lot of people, I know that there are a lot of like cons of technology, so data breaches, cybersecurity issues, but we'll come to all of that, right? But we need to understand that technology plays a huge role in our businesses, right? And then we also have to, I would also want us to use this session to kind of discover the significance of adopting digital technologies to stay competitive, right? And then I also want to provide actionable strategies for effectively integrating technology into your resilience planning, right? And for me, right, the overall goal for this session is to actually ensure that every single one of you leaves here with a deeper understanding of how technology can actually serve your businesses, right? And also not just serve your business, and also I also want you to help you understand that there are different strategies and just like you can implement in order to like stay different from other organizations, right? That's to give you like a competitive edge. That's the word, to give you a competitive edge over every other organization. Again, I'm going to like reintroduce myself. My name is Princess Edokpayi, and I'm the CEO at Spurt. I know I say that a lot, but I don't want you to forget till the end of this session. Um, so hello and welcome, right? I'm super stoked to have everyone on the call. I hope we're all doing well. I see some people have actually like responded. Hi, Emmanuel. I see you just responded. You're a researcher. Oh, you work? Oh, okay, okay. I see. Okay, Emmanuel, hi. So yeah, hello and welcome. So technology as a catalyst for businesses. So just to like to give you a bit more about myself, because I feel like I know a lot of you here already. My name is Princess. I am the Chief Operating Officer at Spurt. Over my time at Spurt, and you might ask like, why is Princess taking this session? I don't know much about her, so I'm going to give you a brief of what I've done. So for me, I've led some successful digital transformations for some of our companies, for companies in Ghana and in Nigeria as well, because we're operational. We're not just operational in Nigeria, we're operational in Ghana, South Africa, Rwanda, and also what's it called, Rwanda as well. With me, right, I've also sort of like the best method. So one of the best methods to work across teams is using the Scrum or Agile method, right? And that is what we've used so far to actually streamline our project delivery at Spurt, right? Like I said, whatever we do, it's not sector agnostic. So we have successfully like engaged diverse clients across different industries for digital transformation purposes as well. And I've also sort of like successfully implemented different training programs that align with employee skills. Personally, I have experience with human capital development. I've been in HR, worked as an accountant. I've also done some sort of like operations optimization work as well. I spent 3 years at FRNG Limited, and what I did around there was to work around change management, right? My major work there was around change management, and then this had to do with change management around using new technology, and just to ensure that there are minimal like disruptions or minimal resistance to the kind of change that we're trying to bring. So I don't have much to say about like my education. My educational skills, but I have an MBA in business administration from the University of Lagos. I hold a BSc in accounting from the University of Benin. And basically my work focuses on strategic management, digital transformation, and business resilience, as you can see. So what I do is like I help founders, I help startups as well to just kind of understand what they need to actually grow, what they need to do in order to like stay afloat and be more sustainable, right? Now that we all agree that you know a lot about me, I see a lot of us have introduced ourselves in the chat box. I would like us to go straight into today's session, right? But before we go into today's session, I would like us to talk about COVID-19. So, why are we even talking about digital transformation? Why are we even talking about technology, right? A lot of us would have seen what happened during the COVID-19 era when some businesses had to halt because they could not provide the services that they would normally provide because their operations were manual, right? So they were not tech enabled. They were not using like the normal tools you have today, like Sync, like Teams, Slack, and the likes. They were not using all of that. They were operating strictly by, okay, I see you every day in the office. And it was hard for them to transition, right? But look at businesses who were already tech enabled, who were already using technology in their processes, in their operations. It wasn't hard for them to actually like transition from like fully on-site role to being remote for the number of months that everyone stayed at home, right? But for you to see businesses that were not really like, they were not always like tech enabled, that did not always like use technology, you find out that it was really hard for them to execute business. Some even ran out of business and all of that. So just having that idea, right? you should already be having like ideas in your head, or sort of like you should already be picturing why it is very important as a business for you to kind of have an element of technology in your business, right? Now, I mean, I have a question for everyone. I don't know if we have business owners here, but I want to ask everyone. I mean, a lot of us might even be like small entrepreneurs and all of that, might have sold anything. Now, what challenges have you faced in implementing technology for resilience in your business? So, what is asking you is, now look at your business, and has there been any time that you have faced a particular challenge trying to use technology to do what you do? Now, let's know. I see we have students, we have freelancers. Now, let's take it to down to like what we do, right? So, for example, Susan, has there been any time you had problems kind of implementing a new technology, a new tool when you're trying to manage your social media account for your company? And also as Richard, have you ever had time sort of like using technology to actually do what you do as a freelancer? I know for web devs and writers, you guys use a lot of technology. And by technology, I'm not just talking about like big text, right? I'm talking about tools like Teams. I'm talking about tools, software tools as well, ChatGPT and the likes and all of that. So I'm talking about all of that from end to end, right? Things that can streamline your can make your work easy, basically, right? So if you've had any challenges, you can just put it in the chat box and then we can run through them. But I would just share some challenges that I know that currently exist, right? So one major challenge I hear business owners say about not about implementing technology is, number one is their team being resistant to that technology that is being implemented. And honestly, it's not their fault, right? I like to see that before you implement any type of technology, people need to be trained, right? People need to be trained. People need to be told what to do, right? They need to understand what to do. And that's one of the major challenges people face when implementing technology, right? I don't want to like jump the gun. So let's talk about like understanding resilience on its own, right? So in terms of resilience on its own, not talking about business resilience right now, is the ability for you to be able to adapt and change. In fact, in simply put, for just to explain it like I'm five, resilience is being able to is just to be able to become a chameleon, right? You can fit in anywhere, you can adapt in everywhere, and you would succeed and thrive, right? You would be okay at the face of any challenge, in the face of any like uncertainty or whatever. And even if for example, unfortunate events occur, something happens or something negative happens, you still have that very fast ability to recover and then like get back on your feet in any kind of disruptive event, right? So that's what it basically means, right? So that's why I say when it was the COVID-19 era, because I'm going to explain and talk about familiar events, right? Businesses that were tech enabled were seen as resilient businesses because whatever COVID-19 threw at them, it was still business as usual. There were no operational efficiencies because they had been using technology even right before COVID to actually do what they do and actually serve their clients, right? And now, for you to say you're a resilient person, because a lot of people use that word and might not even understand what that word means. For you to be resilient, you have to be flexible, right? You have to be agile and you have to have that ability to recover. So I'll use the words flexibility, agility, recovery. Don't forget that. When you say I am resilient, it means you are flexible, you are agile, and you recover very fast from any situation or any disruptive event, right? So that's basically what it means. Now, digital transformation. A lot of you have heard me talk about digital transformation a lot on this session, and I just want to help you understand what digital transformation is. Digital transformation is basically integrating digital technology into any and all area of your business, fundamentally changing how you operate and deliver value to your customers. So digital transformation is not about just saying, okay, operations people, you will now be using Sync, or operations people, you will no longer use WhatsApp, you will now be using Teams. No, it is the overall kind of integration in all areas, be it operations, be it social media, be it growth, be it product, be it engineering, whatever department, you are able to fully integrate digital technology in order for you to actually change and enhance. I like to use the word enhance because technology enhances a lot. Enhance the way you deliver value to your client. Role that technology plays. So, what is that role that technology plays in supporting resilience? So, the first role I would say is it enables adaptability, right? So you can adapt to any change, right? Look at companies like Microsoft. They didn't run out of business when COVID-19 hits because they already had technology, right? Um, and also it also facilitates like real-time communication and collaboration, right? That's another way in which technology can support resilience in your organization, right? Last but not the least, it also provides you with data-driven insights to make actual informed decision. So I say a lot of this because I talk about data because it is the lifeblood of any organization. Without data, you cannot succeed. So data might be customer feedback, it might be external stakeholder feedback, be it your investors. It could be even internal feedback from internal stakeholders like members of your team, right? It could just any feedback, and data is very important in order for you to like fine tune your product, like deliver good service to your clients as well, right? So it's very important to understand that technology can support resilience by enabling you as a company to be adaptable to any kind of change, right? It ensures that you are able to communicate and collaborate with your team effectively in real time using some project management and collaboration tools like Sync. And then it also sort of like provides data-driven insights for informed decision making, right? Now, next part is we're going to talk about key areas of technological impact on resilience. So what does that mean basically? What I'm trying to say is what are the key technologies for resilience, right? Right? I'm going to start with the key technologies and then I'm going to talk about the key areas, right? So the first one is data management tools. It's very important that as a business you have data management tools, be it Power BI, be it Tableau, be it whatever it is you want to use, right? Always have a data management tool for you to be able to manage your data, clean up your data, and also analyze your data, right? And one of the benefits of kind of having this what's it called? This data management tool is the first of all is you can make better decisions, right? You can make better decisions, have better data analytics that can help you make the right decisions for your company, make it for your business or whatever the case may be, right? Another communication platforms is super important that everybody stays on the same page in your team. Imagine we are still using Barry and paper to communicate, or it's until we get to the office you can communicate with members of your team. You see that there'll be delayed feedback, not just internally, but also externally to your clients and your customers, right? Examples of those kinds of tools are Sync, Microsoft Teams, and Slack, right? And one thing it helps you do is to actually improve communication and collaboration that can actually bring to faster information sharing within your team, right? Last but not the least is cybersecurity measure. Now, a lot of people are very scared of using technology in their business because they handle a lot of sensitive data, right? And that's why it is important to protect against disruptions, right? You have to put some cybersecurity measures in place. In fact, one thing we do at Spurt that is very, very common is we send out phishing mails sometimes to help people understand and be able to detect what a fictitious mail looks like and what an actual real like genuine mail looks like, right? So we do those phishing tests, and for people who fall prey to those phishing tests, what we do is we put them on a course. And that's why it's very important as you who work for an organization to be open-minded to some of these changes that can occur, because it's not about just bringing a technology. Are you as open-minded as your employer is to actually embrace that new technology? Right. So one thing you can do in terms of tools for cybersecurity is to implement like very strong firewalls, right? Always like have an antivirus software in handy, and encryption works as well, right? I think WhatsApp is one tool that is successfully using encryption, and it's like, I mean, data is almost very secure at using WhatsApp, right? It's almost very secure. Um, Now, let's talk about the key areas, right? Like I said, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to drop your questions in the chat box and I would respond to them. Now, What are some key areas for technological impact on resilience? So, we spoke about data management, we spoke about communication, we spoke about cybersecurity as some of the key technologies for resilience, right? Now, what are the key areas under these different tools? Now, talking about cybersecurity, technology, and data resilience, right? You can actually maximize cybersecurity threats with robust cybersecurity measures, just like apart from the firewalls and encryption that you have. And these are very essential to kind of protecting your sensitive data, right? Another key area is operational resilience, right? Now, you have backup systems, right? Um, so if an unfortunate event happens that somebody mistakenly press control deletes on all your data on your database, do you have a backup system for that your database, right? And then also it's also very important that we utilize cloud solutions to enable us to have like flexible resource allocation, right? One of those cloud solutions that I personally would actually recommend is Sync, right? I keep saying Sync. I'll tell you guys about Sync soon. Now, last but not the least is social resilience. Now, what is social resilience, right? It's about you as an employee that's working for an organization, right? Now, when I take my sessions, I don't only like to talk up to the employers because employees also make a big part of any organization, right? Now, one of the important things is to ensure that your workforce is adaptable. And that's through training, bringing up different programs for them to understand and become more open minded to these different changes in terms of technology that you bring, right? And what are some of the strategies for cohesion, right? And what I mean by cohesion, I don't mean by forcing them to actually take the change, it's by bringing them to understand your reasoning, bringing them to get their buy-in, basically. That's the word, to get their buy-in into any kind of like technological change you're making within your organization. The first one is just have regular team bonding or building activities. One thing I've noticed about team bonding activities is that it opens people's minds to other members of the team, right? A lot of people might be close-minded in the sense that, okay, I want to be on my own, I don't want to interact so much. But when they find out that you have this kind of, it makes people open up better and you kind of understand different reasons and people's perspective for maybe not taking a particular chain or resisting a particular chain. The next one is open communication channels through collaborative tools, right? You could use collaborative tools to actually ensure that every member of your team, right, is providing you feedback, right? They get to have their voice heard. It's not just about being a member of the team, but are you listening to them? Are you actually paying attention to what they need? Right. So these are two different things that we need to also like pay very good attention to. So what people need, opening lines of communication, allowing everybody's voice to be heard. Right. So I'm going to give you some case studies of some organizations. Right. I've worked with an organization in Kenya, and they sort of like faced a problem actually communicating with customers. They've been using WhatsApp, and WhatsApp was not really effective for them in the sense that for WhatsApp, some people were getting delayed responses, and you talk about getting an ERP. So they got a CRM tool that could actually help them to sort of like get to their customers in time and actually just like close more orders, right? And these like kind of improve their response time and also increase productivity on the part of the customer representatives that were working there at the time. Now, let's go to the next one, emerging technologies that are shaping resilience. I'm going to talk about one, right? And then if you're around during like Akwa Tech Week, we can talk about the others because there are a lot. So the first one I'm going to focus on is the artificial intelligence and machine learning. Everybody's talking about AI. We have GPT, we have Gemini. If you have any other AI, like copyright ideas about AI, I'm a big fan of it because it has come to make life easy. In terms of artificial intelligence, so far, companies have been able to use AI and also machine learning to actually serve their customers better. One of the most important machine learning, or one of the most popular machine learning to sort of like real world application is to chatbots. You see that for you to chatbots. I'm not really an expert in AI, but I can say that what it does is that it picks certain words, keywords, and then use it to like give you a response, right? Which is very, very great. I mean, whoever came up with AI and machine learning, good work. I mean, it's very. I want to talk about some of the impacts on the different areas of your business when you actually integrate technology into what you're doing. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about, as someone who has over 6 years in HR, one of the things I have personally seen technology do is making you have a connected workforce, right? Everybody is aligned. Everybody is communicating. There's real life communication. There's real life collaboration. You are understanding what people are doing in real time, right? Now, tools like Sync, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, they kind of enable seamless communication and project management regardless of your location. I can tell you for a fact that we at Spurt, we work 100% remote, right? We are a 100% remote organization. We don't have any physical offices, except we have physical gatherings, which is once a year. I can tell you for a fact that technology has helped us in working with members of the team in Ghana, in South Africa, in Rwanda, in Kenya as well, right? So we have people in Nigeria that work from Lagos, that work from Benin, that work from different parts of Nigeria as well. And what has helped us to stay aligned and communicate? Technology. Collaboration tools, communication tools, project management tools have helped us to stay together and align on our different goals and objectives, right? Another thing I can talk about technology as someone who has been there is it encourages flexibility in work arrangements, right? So while maintaining like your productivity levels on all ends, when it comes to work arrangements, people understand what they're supposed to do because technology is involved and you can be able to understand your productivity levels. I've spoken to you guys sometime about like what we do with some of our tools and how one major thing we have aimed to do is to help people understand their productivity through the dashboard. And that is what we are trying to do with a lot of our tools. Another way that I can tell you for a fact that technology helps is to sort of like help people sort of buy into the vision of the organization. And how does that help them? Because it makes them kind of understand what the problem you're trying to solve. It also gives them the ability to do their work without stress. And so it's easy to get people's buy-in when all of that is happening, right? So what are some of the strategies that you can get for maintaining like sort of like productivity and cohesion in your distributed teams, right? One of those is sort of progress and sort of like address concerns promptly is one of the most important things you have to focus on, right? And why is this very important? Because you can decide to implement a technology, right? But without regular checking on members of your team, without monitoring the progress, and without sort of like addressing different concerns of people within the team, you cannot successfully integrate that technology into your business, right? And another thing again is collaborative projects that require input from diverse team members to foster innovation. With technology, right, you can be able to work with, we have freelancers here on the call. You can be able to work with, you're in Nigeria here, you can be able to work with someone in the UK, with someone in the US, with someone in Netherlands, Australia, and the likes, right? And without you having like any hiccups, because there's already technology there, you guys have touch points. You just set up a Zoom call. And then all you can do is just, okay, we are having this call by this particular time. Please be there. Send a calendar invite. In fact, these days, once you're setting your calendar, you can set reminders, and automatically before the time of the call, you get like, okay, this is when your call is coming, right? So it's very fast like that. So that's one of the ways it can help you. So what are some of the best practices in sort of like implementing technology. So it's not about saying, I want to implement technology. I want members of my team to be able to use this technology. I want members of my team to be use Slack. Now, one of the things is that you have to, the IT department, right? Or if you're working in IT, you have to work collaboratively with all the business units. So be it business operations, project management, people operations. You have to first of all understand, you have to first of all understand what their need is, and then sort of make sure that whatever technology you are bringing in is going to be aligned with what their overall strategy is as a business, right? And what, so you cannot, if you want to have sort of like, let me say, for example, the strategic ambition for my company is to boost sales by 50%, right? That is the goal. You cannot say now that because I want to boost sales by 50%, you will now say, okay, because we want to implement technology, let me bring a tool like ChatGPT. Now, the first question is, how can ChatGPT help you boost sales? So it's not making sense, right? Right? It has to be for like, right? So what I would advise in such a case is for you to get a very good CRM tool that will help you track your customers, right? Get more engagements, send maybe weekly mails, daily mails, monthly mails to your clients or your customers in order for you to get their attention, give offers, 50% discount, and all of that. So you have to understand what your goal is in order for you to implement the right technology. The next one is fostering a culture of continuous learning and innovation. I've said it over and over again that integrating any technology into your business starts with the members of the team. I know you might already have an idea as the head of the department that, oh, you want to use the technology, but it's just an idea if people on your team if you don't get the buy-in of people on your team, they would not use it. You would send mails, you will send memos on memos on memos, and people will not still implement that technology. They will still not use whatever platform or software you are trying to bring in. So one thing I would advise is to provide ongoing training for members of the team. Very important. Training is super important for members of the team, right? And always encourage them to explore new technologies. For us, right, we are always like, we have something at Spurt we call cool tools, right? Cool tools, as in COOL tools, right? We do that because whenever a new tool comes out, whenever there's a new software, a new AI, we always put the links there and say, okay, try it out and see how your manager, see how you can use this tool in your work as a project manager. So that will also kind of start opening their minds to using other tools that you might bring in the future, right? And then always try and create. If you do, it might not, it cannot be because of a number of people on your team, cannot always be large, right? So try and create like small innovation labs within your teams or different units, right? And this typically, in my own advice, should be in the people operations department. And what they should be committed to doing is to experimenting with new technologies without fear of failure, right? So when they test that technology in maybe different areas of your business before they now bring it into the main team, that is one very way for you that you can actually like implement technology so that you know if the technology you are bringing, people on my team, do they have the right expertise to use that technology, right? And that's why it's always good that, I think I didn't mention it, before you implement any kind of technology, always do a gap analysis to understand what the skill set and the technical capability or the technical skills of members of your team is or are. Right? Try to, these are the problems you might have while trying to implement this particular technology. For example, a new CRM tool. These are the problems you might have, and then it will start helping you to tackle the problem from the beginning, even before you start implementing that technology. Right? So it's very important for you to do a gap analysis, and then you now look at the gaps, do a kind of report, and kind of start like facing. So that's how you can even like see that might come up in terms of implementing your technology. Now, I think the next thing I want to talk about is so what are the challenges people talk about when implementing technologies, and what are the opportunities that are available. Now, one of the challenges of implementing technology is, number one, resistance to change from employees. That's why I said whatever change in terms of technology starts with you as an employee, right? They may be focused on at custom methods or traditional methods, so like Byron paper, right? Budget constraints. A lot of businesses might not have the budget to actually use technology. And that's why we are here at Spurt. We have a lot of affordable tools for you as businesses for as low as I think as low as for businesses as low as 10,000 naira a month, right? 10,000 naira a month for your entire organization. And then another thing again that can be a resistance to implementing technology is lack of skilled personnel. That's why I've been talking about training. Train members of your team on how to use the tool. Have onboarding sessions on how to use the tool. Get to know like who the actual account manager for that your particular tool that you are trying to implement is. Get them to come and have onboarding sessions. Get them to send like and walk through videos, right, on that particular tool. Now, one of the opportunities for people who want to use technology is, for example, for Susan, who is a social media manager, when she integrates technology into her work as a social media manager, you understand that she can then be able to use the analytics from whatever post she has made or whatever to actually tailor our marketing strategies to the right audience. So she understands what her customers' behaviors are, what their preferences are. Haven't you ever noticed that when you go on Instagram and you look at one particular, or no, just look at 2 pages of maybe like suits, you want to buy a suit and you're looking at 2 pages. For the next maybe like 3 to 5 days, when you come on your tail, you always see sponsored ads of suits, because the algorithm has already told them that, oh, I think right now you're in need of suits, and so let them show you so that they can give you your preferences. And that's why I love social media, right? Now, I want to just give a quick recap of everything we've discussed, right? And just like give like takeaways, right? Technology is very crucial in building resilience in whatever business you are doing. Being a writer, being a freelancer, being a consultant, even being like maybe someone that sews, even as a tailor, because you would also, I see there are apps like bumper apps. That's technology, bumper apps that can help you actually like track your sales and make sales. That's a technological tool. So as I'm saying, technology doesn't have to be like hard, like, so that we have like a lot of tools out there that can help your businesses actually scale and be better, right? There are different tools that you can use in your businesses, right? That I've mentioned data management tools like Power BI, even Excel and Tableau, right? And then there are different communication tools like Sync, even WhatsApp, right? Slack and all of that, and cybersecurity measures such as implementing encryption and firewalls that can also really help you to sort of like actually sort of like get your business to where it is in terms of resilience, and just like back your business up in the event that any other like disruptive events can happen, right? And another thing I just also want to add is, in terms of like implementing sort of like technology or integrating technology, always conduct tech audits, right? Right. Assess what your current technology landscape is and identify gaps. I spoke about having a gap analysis, right? And then develop action plans. It's not all about just putting it in your head. Try and document your action plans, like set specific measurable goals for each adoption, for each stage of your adoption of that technology. Always set what your measurable goals are, and then assign responsibilities. Have an Excel sheet. Okay, this is the task. This is who is assigned to. This is your start date. This is your due date. This is what you're going to do. Oh, this is people operations. This is, you are the one that's going to like teach people how to use this particular tool so that people can be able to use it on the team, right? And continuous learning and adaptation, right? As an organization, try and foster a culture of innovation and experimentation, right? You as an employee, be more open-minded to learn about tools, right? Be very open-minded to learn about tools that your organization use, because they are not bringing these tools to make your life harder. They are trying to make it easier, trying to streamline your processes. So be more open-minded, right? And then for me, for next steps, I would really like everyone to just be more, like I said, be more open-minded. Akwa Ibom Tech Week is coming at the end of the month. I hope to see a lot of you that I see on the call here. I'll be watching out for you guys. We're going to be having a more like intense, more detailed, more lengthy session talking about technology and resistance, technology and how it and its impact on like businesses, right? And how we can use technology to maximize like our efforts and give the maximum value to our different clients, right? So, and this we're not going to only be speaking to businesses, we're also going to be speaking to you as someone who's looking for a job seeker. We're also going to be speaking to you who is a remote worker, an on-site worker. How can you be more productive? We're also going to be speaking to, so it's going to be all around. That's why I said we're going to have different challenges during like what's it called? We're going to have different challenges during the tech week. I really hope to see everyone here. Yeah, I think that's it for me. For this slide, I can share the slide to ID, and maybe you can share it to members of the team. I mean, it's just something that you can look at, looking forward to what's it called? To the main event happening at the end of the month. So that's it from me today. I really want to thank everyone for engaging. Those of you who introduced yourself, thank you so much. I would just want you to be more open-minded, like I said, I keep saying it. So if you have any questions, please ask your questions. If you're having any issue kind of like adapting to a particular change that's happened within your organization and you don't know how to actually navigate that, you can also drop your question. You can definitely reach out to me or at princess@spurt.group. I'm always available to answer your questions. Like I said again, I'm also looking for consultants to join my consultant pool that will work with me on like with our different clients to actually do good in their businesses. So if you know you're looking for if you know you're going to be looking for a gig anytime soon, please do not hesitate to like reach out to me. Princess@spurt.group again is my email address. I'll hook you up with our talents department and then we can set you up. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much, ID, for having me. It was really a pleasure. Thank you.
Hi, Princess. Thank you very much. You got yourself a consultant.
Yeah. Looking forward to
Thank
it.
you.
Looking forward to it.
Sure. Yeah, so sometime in 2020, well, no, it wasn't 2020, it was between 2018 and 2019, there was a British broadcaster that I used to work for, and I started hearing digital transformation, and this was before COVID-19 struck. And it now looks like to be a digital transformer is really just one of those fun professions to be in. My question would now be, what would I, maybe the many of the other people on the call, need to do and know to become a digital transformation professional?
Okay. So first of all, right, what I always say is, I think the first thing I will also say, and I've been saying this since, is just be open-minded. Especially for you to be a digital transformer, right? You just have to be someone who has that keen interest in kind of like, for me, how did I start, right? I'll speak from my own personal experience, right? So I started very small by actually trying to use, in fact, I'm almost a lazy person, right? So I'm always looking for something to make my work very easy, right? So what I started is I started understanding these are the different tools I need to achieve maybe in a day or in a week. And then I kind of try to understand how can I make my life, how can I make doing this job easier? So if you were supposed to do something in 1 hour, how can I do it in 30 minutes? Right? That was how I started. And then I started searching, doing my research on different tools. And I said something during the call about innovation labs. Just dedicate some time to testing these tools, right? With time, right? you would understand. And one very good thing about these different tools, I can say for Microsoft 360, they have a detailed, like, I think they call it a school, a Microsoft school. It's free. I'm telling you, it's free. You can just go on Microsoft and then you have their library of tools, how to even from how to have an exchange account, open a 360, and that's how I started my micro, because I have done Microsoft integration for business teams before, like integrating from one server to another. Right. I personally learned that via Microsoft. I give that thing to Microsoft every single time because they have a detailed library of how you can move from one server to another server. And it's just about, I think what you need to do is a lot of research and a lot of testing and a lot of patience, because sometimes a lot of tools might not work for you. It might not work for you, right? It might not work for the case you want to use it for. It might not work for the next person. You have to understand that you need to also for them to use the tool, and that comes from a place of understanding what is their current need. That's the first thing for you to understand. You have to understand the business need, and then you'll be able to suggest the right tool for them. I cannot hear you, ID. You're muted. ID, you're muted.
Okay, yeah. So the question here, what innovations in technology do you believe will have the most significant impact on resilience in the next few decades? Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's AI. It's still AI and machine learning. I mean, that's why I picked it specifically for this session. That's the reason why I picked it, right? Because now, when it comes to AI and machine learning, we have predictive analysis, right? AI helps you with predictive analysis. And it's predictive analysis is very important because it can help you understand business trends, right? And that's one thing we have on one of our platform called Sync. We have predictive analysis where it kind of tells you over time, these are your productive days. You are more productive on Thursdays. So it helps you understand that, okay, since I'm more productive on Thursdays, I need to move most of my schedule on Thursdays so that I can be able to do more work, right? So predictive analytics, using AI for predictive and predictive analysis is one of the like game-changing thing. People can actually predict events. Like I think it has already been in existence, but I think now it's now bigger because remember how people can tell when it was going to rain, right? When it was going to rain, you have weather forecast and all of that. So it can help you forecast all of those things. Yeah. So for me, it's still machine learning and AI.
Okay. Now that you've touched on the issue of AI, and it sounds to me and maybe to the majority of others like me that AI is still such a big thing out there, especially when you begin to
Yeah,
talk
it is.
about Python programming and a whole lot of stuff. But I think listening to you, you may also be able to help us break down the things that really make up AI in that omnibus type of sense. So we need to gather data, we need to organize data and analyze them. So maybe you can just put us through a little. Should anybody on this call want to know how to get into AI careers? Yeah.
Okay. If you want to get into like AI, machine learning, I think the first thing for you to do is to actually understand the different frameworks, right? Because there are different frameworks, right? I might not be conversant with the exact names of those frameworks, but I know I've worked with some machine learning experts and I know that there are different frameworks, right? So understand the kind of framework you want to actually use. And then one thing I would also sort of say is always do your research, right? Research is very, very important. And gathering, that's why I'm saying, even if as a company, as someone who's a freelancer, having being equipped with data is one of the most important things you can do for yourself, right? So in fact, right, I can even like there's a school currently that I mean we worked with them. They were actually giving like free I think I'll get their name again. They were giving like free education to people who were interested in machine learning, right? And you know one thing about machine learning, right? It learns over time. When you feed, let's take ChatGPT for as an example, you feed it with an information, and I'm telling you for a fact. I mean, I don't need to be. The first time I actually understood the power of I sat for like 2 minutes and I was looking at my system. I was like, like what did this thing just do? So what happened was that I had some research like weeks ago, right? And then I wanted to just, I mean, 2 weeks later, maybe 3 weeks later, I wanted to add some more like details to the research, and I just typed it. And do you know that it referenced my research that I made? So I was very surprised, and that is why I always also say AI is good, but it has its limitations, right? It hinders you from being creative, right? In fact, sometimes when and it makes you lazy as a creative, right? So one thing I will also advise is sensitive data of your company. Please do not put it on any AI. Do not. Marketing strategies, I do not advise you to put it on AI. Try and be creative and bring out those strategies, because once you copy your company's marketing strategy, telling it to improve it or make it make sense, you are giving it to the whole world. Everyone has your data now. Everybody can see what a company B's marketing strategy looks like, and anybody can pick it and use it, right? So do your research, right? Very good research. Have the right frameworks, whatever framework you're trying to do. Just trying to, I mean, in whatever it is you're doing, right? I mean, I can just, you guys should check out Octave Corporations, right? They have big guys in machine learning, Octave Corporation, and they give free trainings, right? For those people that are interested in machine learning and AI, they're online. Octave Corporations. I think the founder is Michael. Yeah, he does a big good work, right, with machine learning and AI. I see someone also asks a question about, are there any potential drawbacks or risks associated with it? Yeah, I just spoke about that. That's like data. You cannot put sensitive data on ChatGPT. Please do not do that. Do not put your company's sensitive data on there, because anybody can see it. I mean, I've seen a lot of controversial statements. I read a lot of blogs about how people have got seen other companies like personal details or sensitive data on ChatGPT. They could sense it because they had affiliations with that company. And how did they find out? Somebody from maybe one of their teams had put it in ChatGPT and used it to do whatever it is they wanted to do. And then it's not. I don't even think AI can guide you. Use AI as a guide, but not your main source of your work, right? And I think with the right prompts, the right prompt. For folks, okay, yeah. Okay, I just saw that somebody just wrote something. So that, I mean, that's just it in terms of like some of the drawbacks, how people can get into machine learning. I can like speak to Michael, and then if for people who are interested, and he has like free sessions for AI and machine learning people, right?
All right. Thank you very much. I know time is fast spent and you need to run. Just to make an announcement, guys, Princess will be on hand for a masterclass. I cannot wait to shake Princess. And I know you guys, everyone on the call, cannot wait also. But just to add to what Princess has said, there are a couple of free academies and learning materials out there. If you want to, strengthen your penchant for resilience, and talk about HubSpot Academy, Microsoft frameworks. You can anything that you wish to learn. Most of these big companies already have the learning frameworks that you can, latch onto. But for Princess, thank you very much for making this session. Now we know that you've only just opened the bag. By the time you come for Akwa Tech Week, we really just can't wait for that masterclass. Thank you, and my name is Idong, and I'll be hoping that in the next few days, 23 days from now, Akwa and Uyo will be set alight with Akwa Tech Week, and we enjoy what innovation can bring to the table. Thank you. Bye.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Thank you so much, ID, for having me. Yeah.
Same here.
Bye.
Bye.